Yes.
I'll have to recuse myself anyways.
Yeah, so get over there. Yeah.
I'm gonna change this to January 2015. I'm not gonna be here in 30.
Oh, yeah.
You ready?
Did you pick up on
Ready?
that? Yes,
All
I.
right, the time is now 6:30. I'm going to call to order the Tilton Planning Board meeting for Tuesday, February 24th, 2015. And this may be a musical chair because a lot of the people sitting around the table are going to be switching seats and everything else. So we'll get started by going to the first case, which is case Planning Board 15-03. The site plan review, proposal to lease existing professional office space within the existing structure and construct additional parking at 100 Autumn Drive in the Rural Agricultural District, R6/10.2.
Madam Chair. I want to recuse myself from this case. I'll go over here.
So noted. All right, and we do have an application form. If we should have one. I'm going to look that over.
What?
Yeah.
No. I mean, what do you mean didn't just come in?
Oh,
It's
sorry.
not,
I think you
it's
had
been on the
another.
website.
We'll get an opportunity to look at it and we was complete. I'll entertain a motion to accept it as
I make a motion to accept it as complete.
Second.
all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And I'll now turn it over to Attorney.
Thank you. I'm Steve Nix, representing the Tilton Sports Center, Rock Callahan. All kinds of show and tell. The facility was approved for a indoor turf field in 2006, and at that time the indoor turf field was over here. Since that time, they've done a lot of work in the building and created a indoor fitness center. And in November, the planning board approved the indoor fitness center on the second floor. And at that time, there is a narrative in here that explains what's happening. At that time, the motion for the indoor fitness center that the planning board made said that the applicant will not exceed the following identified current office occupancy levels without further site plan review. And then they went on to list the nutritionist, massage therapist, Bob Callahan's office, and insurance sales office. Well, Bob, and reading over the minutes, I was not here at that time. Reading over the minutes, it appeared that the big issue with the offices was parking, and so since that time, what Bob did was measure up the offices that are in here And in the package, there's these two plans that show the first and the second floor with the sizes of each office. And then I have a chart in the application that has all the offices and the square footage of the offices, so we got the square footage. And then what we did was we took the zoning ordinance, which requires 200, or one space per 200 square feet of office, and we ran the calculation, and we came up with 18.1 spaces that was necessary. And so 0.1 parking space really doesn't exist. As a matter of fact, I was just listening to the radio where they were talking about the average family having 2.6 children, and they said, well, that just doesn't work. And you can't, the same concept goes here. You can't have just 0.1 parking space, so we rounded up to say that all of the office spaces in here would require 19 parking spaces. That includes the offices that have already been approved, but we're throwing all of it in for this. So then we had, so we need 19 new parking spaces. So we had Brian Bailey, the surveyor and engineer, or Craig Bailey, come up with new parking spaces. And you have to look at this with another plan, which, and I apologize, this one isn't in this file. I'll leave this. This is in the file that approved the field, the indoor field. This is the parking plan for the indoor field. And you can see down here, it was received by the land use department. And this is what I found in the file the other day. I had come over and gone through all the files. So this is where all the existing parking spaces are in here. And in order to create these new spaces, and by the way, there's going to be new handicap spaces over here that meet the new current standards, and there's going to be 3 of them. In order to do this, we had to eliminate some spaces. So if you look at there's another handout that shows the spaces that we're eliminating right here. I just highlighted them. There's 6 over here, there's 6 here, and there's 4 right here. So at the end, so we've eliminated, what does that come up to? 16 spaces lost, but we are adding a total of 25. And so we are actually adding additional parking spaces above and beyond that required for the office space by reconfiguring this. And we're sort of allocating, sort of throwing those into the pot. That is basically what we're asking for, is for approval so that the remainder of the office spaces can be leased. And with the understanding that every time there's a lease, that those folks have to come to the town hall and fill out the form that says they're a new business in the town hall, so that the building inspector will be able to, at that point, determine whether they meet the other criteria. There's not supposed to be any x-rays and things like that in there. And if there is some other issue that comes up, that's the time it would come up. And then the building inspector could say that, either give them the permit or say that for whatever reason, we'd have to come back to the planning board for that particular use. But beyond that, it would permit all of the offices in here. And at that point, the site would be, all of the uses that are in the building physically would then be permitted, and we'd have the parking for it.
So what's the total parking spaces when you're done? Adding
95.
95.
Yep. Yeah, there's a parking calculation sheet with you.
What's the formula for handicap? Where's Eric? Is it 20, every 25 generates a handicap?
One per 25.
And then how many of those have to be van accessible?
Give me a
I'm
second.
gonna,
Hold on. I didn't know I was going to be on the spot. Give me a second.
There is more room in here, but these handicap is expanded.
So do we have a print, all I have is the print that shows the old and what's being removed. This is the new,
Right.
but it doesn't show it with the old.
That's correct. These spaces out here are striped on the ground, and when they did this, the update, they weren't able to locate the stripes on the ground because there's too much snow. And ice and other things.
Catherine,
Yes,
at least one parking space must be van accessible, and for every 6 accessible parking spaces, there must be 1 van accessible space. So in this case, it sounds like we would need 4, and one of those 4, 1 would have to be van accessible.
And I believe that's.
But then technically, you would actually have to have, it would be 2 because the way it works, if you back the car, you know.
Yeah.
We have space for it.
Yeah, there's room, if we have to add another handicap space up here, we can. I was under the impression that they ran these calculations, so that
All right, do anybody in the planning board have any more questions or comments?
Straightforward.
that's 35 new, is that what I'm saying? 9 plus 26. Is that 25? I can't make my lenses work.
You got it from
That's the
page
If
angle.
you're looking for new ones,
Yeah.
for new parking spaces is 43. So it's 40 plus 3 handicap.
Yeah, pretty well explained.
Did you get a copy of this?
Oh, the handicaps exist, so they're not new.
Well, now they're gonna get reconfigured.
Right,
See,
but
there's,
they're not really new. So is that added into your,
Yeah, it's added in.
okay,
Yeah,
that's what,
Yeah.
that's what I did.
Yeah.
I don't jive, okay.
yeah. We're taking thing away and then we're giving back.
Yeah.
Taken and given?
And I think it's pretty clear cut,
Yeah.
straightforward. I think this narrative explains a lot in those various people.
As far as what's allowed for offices in there, that's limited, is it not, at this time?
Yeah, there's a limit to, it could be professional office or medical office with restrictions on that.
I read the medical.
And we wouldn't be asking that those restrictions be changed at this particular
Nope.
point. So,
And that's what, and that was cleared and
Yeah.
spelled out pretty
yeah.
clearly.
it was
Can't
very-
do x-rays in there,
And
basically.
there were some other requirements.
Laboratory tests.
Those would remain.
All right, I will entertain a motion to, oh, any comments from the public?
So you have to update your driveway permit, right? With the state?
Is Autumn Drive a state highway?
No, that's
Well, it depends on who you ask. I got a whole folder that says it's state.
Is this
But-
the state maintained it?
I guess you gotta send it to the town.
Okay.
I'm still arguing that with DOT. Legislatively, I'm right. But I think the town considers it town.
Okay, that's.
I was gonna say
something.
practically,
But
I
it's
don't
still,
think
it'll
so.
have to be updated. Because you're
Make
adding,
that conditional approval.
yep, so it's part of the conditional approval. What are you doing with, all of the runoff with the new parking? Is that asphalt or gravel?
It's shown as.
It might be
shown-
ledge pack.
Yeah, he really doesn't wanna put the asphalt down.
Okay.
If the board will accept that, because what happens, this really ends up being overflow here. It very seldom does the parking lot get full. But, and he wants to get away from paving all this out here. But the grade, the grade of the area isn't gonna change. And this is already, you can see what the contours are out here, you know, it'll change just a little bit when they put the ledge back down.
Well, the new
So
9
that-
spot that says proposed pavement, that's why, and
That-
the other
that-
one says proposed pavement, so that's why I asked. If you're gonna leave a ledge pack, that's a whole different story.
If the planning
It's
board will
not gonna
allow,
sheet off.
if the
like
planning
pavement.
board will allow us to leave it at ledge pack, the applicant would like to do that.
How will you mark off the spaces, or will it just be a big,
It'll be an open area.
We have cones, we have cones out there now, it directs people. It's not as bad, it's not like there's that many cars out there. It's not that, I'd be surprised if we fill that side.
I was there, I think on a Saturday, we went over, and the field was full, it was right at the changeover time. The field was full, there were other people coming in and out, there was a birthday party going on, a bunch of little kids running around. And this parking lot was not even 2/3 full. I mean, and there was nothing back here.
I was there at an event.
Yeah, well, that was a different one.
And
That was,
But there
I
was
think that was
somebody-
an exception.
there was somebody out there, parking people.
Parking people,
And I was
right.
parked in a place that was in parking space, which was fine, and a car behind me. So
So that
So
was
that's my
one of the
next
special
question.
events that you had talked about.
yeah, and it was a great place to have it, by the way, but, so that's my question. If you have one of those events there, or, there is a lot of cars, how will you direct people to park in that if it's gravel? Because
If we have an event that big,
it's,
there'll be a guy out there in a safety vest directing
Okay,
people.
that's my
We're not
question.
gonna bring people in and out of there without somebody out there.
because to me, it looks like parking at the fair, and that's what they do.
Exactly,
Yeah,
there'll be a guy who
exactly.
lines them up.
Yeah,
Thompson.
I'm up in that
Saturday
area
morning, 8
very
o'clock.
often, and I
Put
drive,
your
I
right way
drive
in.
up in your
Yeah.
driveway and turn around at least 3 times a week, and I've never seen an issue at all. And I do that so Bob thinks I'm keeping my eye
I
on
hope you are.
it. But,
so where's your snow storage area?
Well, there's all kinds of snow storage areas.
Well, but on your original site plan, did you use it up in that at all? Because I don't have it on.
Actually, that was the area that was suitable for the septic system, a replacement septic system, which it remains suitable. Here's the original site plan right here.
that is, those are just all.
It remains the septic system replacement area because you can park on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Just moving.
Right, so it's right here.
So where is snow storage?
Well, it's not delineated on the plan, but we can have it added to it. But there's plenty of snow storage out here.
Well, that's where your well is, you can't store snow in your well.
No, it's not a well.
That's my charity.
Well's in the back, and then there's one in the front.
Well, what's this
That's a,
existing?
person.
Oh, that's a,
That says well,
this is a suitable well site.
but there's a big circle. Not anywhere.
Well, for,
that's been there ever since I got it. I don't know why that was like that.
when they did the subdivision, for whatever reason.
I will.
When they did this subdivision, the state required them to show an area that's suitable for the well.
You know, wasn't there?
That's
Isn't that
correct.
interesting?
It's suitable for, that's what they do when they do the
So-
subdivision.
So if the state is recognizing that as a well protection radius, can you put snow on it?
Yeah, there's nothing, this is suitable for a well protection radius. It isn't a protected well radius.
I know, but I don't know enough about it, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, well, there's no well
I
there.
heard he said yes.
There's no well,
Yes,
there's
the
no
water,
well
that's where we
there.
dump the
No, but what
snow.
I'm saying is if they're looking for you to identify a protected area for future use, they're not gonna want you to pollute it. So flip that page up, please. And you've got wetlands. North and west,
East did-
so you could store it between that well radius and the road, could you not?
That's correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this whole area in here.
Out in the back corner?
Yep.
Put it out here.
No, it's too close to wetlands.
We got it, we put it right there, and it's bigger than what's in this corner over here.
That corner there, yeah. Except for your existing. And if you're not gonna be using, I could, maybe you should want to put it in section. Okay. As long as you do have some, but if you could
Yeah,
designate
there's
it,
a huge area right
if
here.
you could designate it, that would be excellent. Do you have, any plans or lights to light that parking lot that you're sticking way out there in the Netherlands?
We got on this end, we got a spot like this, faces out that way.
Down?
On timers, on down, yes, down.
They're already existing?
It's existing, it's already, they've been there for.
Could you add that to the plan too, please? I mean, even if you can't.
Spotlight at the end, that's
Even
fine.
if you can't draw it in,
Sure, yeah.
just for future reference.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else? You're gonna get the updated, the plan that, with the updated lighting and that to us,
Yeah.
okay? All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept.
I make a motion to accept, planning board 15-01, preliminary site plan.
No?
Oh, well, 15, site plan review,
With the conditions that you will update the plan, with the lighting, snow storage,
and driveway permit.
and driveway permits, okay?
Mhm.
Those
And the
are-
light,
Yeah, I said the lights.
did you say the light? That's
Yeah.
fine.
That's right.
Okay. All right, all in favor? I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Have fun.
Mark, thank you.
What?
See you later.
I hate longer buys.
We meet London.
Remember, my cell phone's there because, so don't call me until I call you.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
It goes right inside that. Oh.
You must have been good in art class.
Yeah.
Look at that.
All right, Eric is returning, and I believe we have someone leaving us.
Nice looking.
Oh, I just.
All right, the next case is planning board case 15-0-04. This is a preliminary site conceptual consultation. Okay, this is a proposal to subdivide to create an additional residential parcel at 246 Caleb Hill Road in the rural agricultural district, R2/3-5. And you look at your,
And this is my husband Steven, who's the part owner here.
Hello.
What we actually were trying to do, we've been meeting with, Dari.
does everybody have one of these?
I have a spare.
I got a bunch of aerial images here. I haven't seen that. I
He
don't
voted
think.
on it last week.
Okay. Well, it hasn't
That's
been,
the one
that
there.
hasn't been, okay, well, there we go. If you have an extra copy, I'll take it.
Ariel, Catherine's probably prepared, she don't
Put
know
over here,
that.
Catherine's side.
Thank you.
That's the one we couldn't fit on this
Were you
one.
guys ready for this one?
I hope you do.
Okay, so this is the existing.
This is an easement here.
Should we want me to go over it? That way everybody can understand, so we're all on the same
Yeah,
page.
Well, let's let them see where we are. We're here,
Okay.
and there's one house here. That's it.
And this easement for both of these.
Well, it's our property, and we only have an easement to this guy.
Okay.
And so it's us, but
So,
that guy has.
If you turn this around like this, you're looking at it, this is Caleb Hill Road.
Correct.
As you drive in, there's Scott's house here, and my house
That's
is
us.
in here. It's roughly about 400 feet in off of the roadway. And this is an easement. And what we're
We
proposing
believe
to
it
do
stops here.
is to put in a turnaround large enough to turn around a tractor trailer, supposedly, or a fire truck.
That's what he drives,
Um,
yeah.
That way it's big enough, and then we'd like to propose to put a driveway off of here. And also at the end, where I drive a truck for a living, I want to put in another turnaround so that I can park my vehicle there.
The problem is this is too long for a driveway if you count from here. So speaking with Dari, we were saying, should we do a private road, which would be the under 1,000 feet, I think?
And you
The
said that's about
turnaround's already
400.
there, we would just have to make it, you know,
It has to be
the island
enlarged
and,
and
yeah.
gravel.
And then a driveway off of here. So we didn't, that's why we're bringing it to the board, because of the length. Should this, is this easement counted towards the driveway that we would come back here, or do we need to do a private road and then back here? I know Jane has an idea of getting maybe a permission
We have
this
to
way,
all
but
that way,
they'd have to
to
be
come
all
in.
under 1,000.
How long can a
1,000,
private driveway be?
1,000.
Well, there's
Not
a
a private
couple,
road,
there's a
private
couple on
driveway.
Caleb Hill Road already.
Oh, private drives.
Yeah, but remember, those could be grandfathered, how long
Yeah.
have we been there?
Yeah.
They've only been there in the last 2 to 3 years, actually.
But I think you need a special exception in order to do that.
Okay.
So could we
Well-
do, or you do 1,000 in?
It's gonna be under
Yeah, well,
1,000.
to go over
It's-
1,000
it's
feet,
about
I think would be a variance,
862.
but you're, in that case, the zoning board is waiving, health, a life safety
Which
concern,
we're
I'm not
sprinkled out
sure
there, sprinkled.
that's
We have
the right
sprinkler
way to
system
go.
already in. Like I said, I would make it so that there's 2 decent-sized turnarounds. That way, the fire truck can almost drive up to my front door and turn around.
So we were
Go back out.
thinking, if this doesn't count, if this counts towards the driveway, we have to separate it because of the length. So
Right.
private
To
road,
split it.
turn around, and then our driveway off of that.
And the reason for being this far back, if you overlay the wetlands,
Oh, right here, I got that one.
there's some fingers there that the setbacks have to be minimum, maximum to keep off of the wetlands for a well and septic and foundation and you can overlap this.
Also, just turn it around. I'll turn it around.
Yes.
Maybe we should, can I move the tape recorder, that's gonna be a bunch of paper crap.
Yeah, so it's right here, yeah.
See, there's a wetlands crossing in here, which has already been done,
And the turnaround's like past the wetlands. Was it before?
right here.
Yeah, it's already there
It'd be right here,
from
right before the
the
wetlands.
previous builder.
And then, like I said, there's this finger that runs in. So I wanna put the house up here, to give me enough room from here to there. Everything keeps me off everybody's boundary lines. Everything has enough room for the setbacks, for the septic system, away from the wetlands.
And there's, I don't have it here, but we did have an engineer, and there was already marks when the first builder came before we were out there, where there was good septic places to go. You didn't bring that one?
What, they did purpose?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we would do it all over again.
the original house was gonna be put over here, I believe.
Yeah, and it's now like right down here.
And this is nothing but sheer ledge.
Up,
Up.
yeah. We have, the deer come through there, and somebody's dog.
And the antelope place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has some flow to it, like I said, we're just trying to keep out of the wetlands,
That's a
and
private road.
that turns to be the best spot to put the house,
Yeah.
right out the back.
And it's reason because we want it to be a cabin.
Doesn't encroach on anybody.
So the subdivision would be leaving this house with 3 acres dry.
3 acres plus or minus, plus, we don't,
We would have kept it if it didn't have a mortgage, but.
but the driveway that is there is from the street, has the apron, DOT approved.
It's gravel,
All the way
crushed
back to
stone,
here
and-
is all ledge pack, and that's what I want to do the rest of it with.
So we wanna see what
Couple thousand
how the
yards of
board
ledge pack.
feels about,
Have you had the fire department out there at all?
I actually talked to the fire department probably about 3 years ago.
they're just the
And,
turnarounds they're concerned.
One of the officers said that he used to drive his car out there to check, because the kids used to party out there, and he's never had a problem. The roadway is kind of an old logging road, so they've driven some heavy trucks down it. It seems to hold up.
Yeah, there's roads and trails, there's already another turnaround too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don.
What about, the fire department can't get a hose any further than 1,000 feet? So I think that's, some of the I think maybe that is the reason that rule in zoning exists, that you can't have a dead-end road over 1,000 feet.
There's
So
not-
how would they,
They would
There's
get
not
to
a
the,
hydrant in there
there's no
for a
hydrant.
mile and a half anyway.
we're all sprinkled.
So if they can drive the truck two
Yeah.
hundred feet from my
So you have
front
to bring
door,
the tanker up.
there'd be much,
Yeah, there's no
I
hydrants.
don't know anything
like
about
I said,
it.
Yeah,
it'd be
so
a lot
water
safer for
tanks
them
in our
to just
basement.
drive straight out, than have to back up the driveway or anything like that, they could drive
So
straight
you're
out.
saying even if you're right there on Caleb Hill Road, they still don't have
There is
something
no,
within 1,000
there is,
feet
there is
anyway?
nothing. Veterans Home is
I
the
think that's
closest.
why they did
over
this.
a mile
Right, this
away.
is under no circumstances.
Do they, I wonder if they
shall the
have
dead-end
water
street-
sources in those
dead-end
instances.
street exceed
that-
I would be
1,000
willing
feet.
to dig into the
Under
record
no
if I
circumstances
was
it actually
able
uses
to
it.
put in some
On
type
page
of.
42 of the
Let's
first
see what
one,
this guy-
Yeah.
Yep,
dead-end streets shall not exceed 600 feet and terminate with a cul-de-sac. Planning board may waive length restriction on a case-by-case basis. Under no circumstances shall a dead-end street exceed 1,000 feet in length.
and this doesn't.
So if
This
this
turns
from
into
here out
680.
is only
It's-
600.
It's 862 to that first one.
Right, and what's it, the rest, do you know?
It dead ends.
It's under 800. It's
dead
about it.
ends. No
Yeah,
matter
this
how
would
you
be
look
a
at it,
term-
it dead ends.
If you
Right,
come out
but
there, the road just still does go out.
But it dead ends. It's terminates.
Right, with a turnaround.
But that's a cul-de-sac, basically.
Right.
So
Right.
why couldn't you,
Is that a cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
I mean, what's not a dead-end street? So we can't have a cul-de-sac, can't dead end, so why couldn't you?
Do a
Do a
loop.
T?
That's a hammerhead thing.
Right, well,
That-
No,
meaning
that's
of,
still,
That's still-
that's a type of
That's a
cul-de-sac.
type of
What is the
cul-de-sac.
point of that
Can they do a
rule?
T with a, what does the cul-de-sac have to do with anything?
I don't know, I'm just telling you
Wait.
what it says.
That's what it
So
says.
I think it's, I thought it was a safety issue, so that you don't have these, places that you can't, you only have one way out of. You go way in and there's only one way out or something like that.
I know
Sorry, I
where.
can't speak exactly to the
Well,
details of it.
You'd want
But-
to be able to turn
I
around.
think it was primarily emergency
Anyway,
vehicles.
But I don't think having a cul-de-sac doesn't, it's still a dead-end street.
That's what it says.
Right, that's what I'm, so it's not like having a cul-de-sac now turns it into a not dead-end street.
Yeah, but instead of a cul-de-sac, why couldn't you just, loop it around? Is there
And
some?
do the whole
Well,
thing as a
it
driveway
says that
or?
we can get.
No,
or
make a
a
private road.
We can
And
waive.
instead of ending it in a cul-de-sac
Only
or a
2,000
hammerhead,
feet though.
just loop the road around and bring it down a couple hundred feet and have it come back onto itself. Is that still a cul-de-sac?
So, yeah, if you loop around and come back to the same
The loop.
easement, because
Like up
there's
in
not
there.
that much here.
No, bring it back around and,
What's the,
yeah,
what's
come
that?
back down.
So the
itself.
initial-
You don't have
Sample
more-
road, what is that road, what's that development?
I'm just saying, I don't know.
So if we loop from
Eleven.
here,
So if you
come
bring
back
it
down.
Where the fire chief
This
is.
is
Could we
the
just
existing
drive?
right
See,
of
this
way,
house just got
so you
built.
bring it
Yeah,
back
but
up.
it
Yeah.
goes around and it comes back to it.
And you
That's,
just bring it back
Yeah.
down.
I can't think of the name
Oh,
of
and
It's
then
Vista,
kind of go
Vista
back.
Heights.
Vista
it.
Heights.
Yeah,
Vista Heights does that, it comes back around to,
yeah.
meets itself coming out.
Come there.
Okay.
Is this something we
Probably,
can
yeah.
ask on the zoning board and just say the zoning board
It's a square.
This
Where
No,
this
the
is,
planning board
Catherine
is
has
a
a
planning
question.
Planning board may
Where
waive.
this
But
is
by-
But it's
862 to
staying
here.
By doing
So
this,
that's really.
And
if
it was
you
like
overlay
8.
this,
What, I
If
guess
you go
they
like
want
do
them
this
into
with
the
your
wetlands.
hand,
what they have
Yeah,
to
but if
decide
you
is
can do
what-
1200,
how are they gonna
Can't-
do it?
I don't know if
They're
it's
still-
gonna
they're
be
still
enough.
walking into the wetlands.
See,
Well,
what
I
I
guess
Yeah.
you
think
go up
they
and
could
turn
do
around and come right
is
beside
they could
itself
get
with a.
a variance from
Never
these
know.
people.
Well, is there a cul, there has to be, because the road goes past this, is there a culvert there?
They can do
Is
what
there
they're
any
talking
culvert here?
about.
Yeah.
This is already
There
an
is
easement.
a culvert
Yeah, I know
right
that
here at
one.
the knoll, which is this waterway. And then that's the swamp with the big tree, and there's a culvert here.
okay, does the
So
like I
first
said-
part
have to
have
go
to be a
this way,
driveway or have to be a
And you need a
road?
culvert here to come
Because
back
it
around.
serves two properties, does it
Yeah.
matter?
It gets,
Yeah, we did get
This
the
is
state
Well-
to, they did, update the driveway permit to 3 residences.
But what I'm asking is this part have to be the road or does this part have to be the driveway?
What's the length of the driveway?
that would
That's
be
the
like a
road. I
think
private
it's
road if you could walk
1,002,
that.
right, Jerry?
Right, sorry, I just want,
No,
yeah,
1,002
according
is a
to
private
Tilton's
road.
regulations, a driveway can only serve 2 properties.
Right,
So if
but
they
how
called the whole
long
thing
can
a
it be?
driveway, then
She's
it would
looking
be
at-
a
I
driveway
think it's
serving
1,000.
3 properties.
The state
But like
road.
where their first turnaround is 862, but it said on the regulation it has to be in the 12. Could they grab an extra 300 feet there before they go into that next section?
It has to be 12?
Isn't that what you said, Catherine, 1,200?
You
Oh,
can waive up to
1,000.
Private road is 1,200 feet, maximum length. Minimum
Maximum.
length is 500 feet.
So that's right in
Right.
But, yeah,
But
but
you
you still,
can't make it a
you've
dead
still got
end.
the dead end problem. So
Right,
you're still
that's what we
limited
were
by
just
the
talking
1,000-foot dead end.
So
But
we
can we
still
do
have
it
to
so,
do, like,
can
from
we
here,
do
we'd
it
have to
like a
still do
Vista
a
Drive,
loop.
where it's not really a dead end, it
That's
comes
what
back
she
and
was saying.
meets itself going out? You know, we drove up Vista Drive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel qualified to, answer that. Maybe, well, yeah, that's a good question. We should sort of maybe seek a definition of when
Yeah,
a loop is
I-
big enough that
I
it's no
don't-
longer.
I don't want us to get too involved, we could be involved all night in this, so,
As long as it doesn't dead end
yeah.
or end in a cul-de-sac, I think we're fine, because that's what it says. Dead end street shall not exceed 600 feet and terminate with a cul-de-sac.
But it doesn't say that we can.
Doesn't say we can't loop it around, it says it
Right.
can't dead
say that
end,
We can't.
and it can't end in a cul-de-sac.
All
Which
right,
includes
why-
the hammerhead, so it can definitely loop back
To
into
the
itself.
square-
So why don't we do this? Why don't we investigate to see how we go about coming up with something very similar to the way, and I don't want to, can we name the street without the Vista Drive situation where it loops around and comes back out within itself? See how, if we can do that and
How they went
set
about it in their file.
yeah, how they would do it in their file,
Before
and
these
if this
ordinances
would
came in,
satisfy the requirements for this particular piece of
But
property.
did these ordinances come in like 2008? So Vista was before that.
That's what they're
But
trying to
what-
avoid.
but can we still do that now?
That's what she
I don't see
said.
why
That's what
not.
we don't, I don't see why not either.
You're
So
welcome.
can we do that,
Yeah.
Make the loop back onto itself.
like Vista
Just to
Drive?
verify past, I know.
Well, that's, yeah.
And then continue this till next planning board?
Right, yeah, I
Okay.
mean,
Well, you
okay,
guys-
This is just a
yes.
conceptual.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do have one more question.
They wanna get the,
But they wanna
They
get
wanna
the
get it
things they
done.
want.
Yeah.
And with all that
All right.
snow, I know you want to build a road.
If we do the private road and we can do the loop around, can we do it as gravel or crushed stone and not pave it?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I
It's
just
that
wanna
way
ask you a
now.
question
You have
about
to
that, if I
read
may.
the
Can I ask-
subdivision regulations, because it is specific.
Oh,
Yeah, it said you have to,
But it is not paved or private.
But you have to.
yeah, road standards have
Right.
it in there, but.
So, sorry, so when you said absolutely,
It does
you-
not have to be paved, but it does have a standard.
But I feel like when I look at the roads, design standards, and we were talking about this, there is one page, or a diagram, actually a couple diagrams, and every diagram that you're referred to always includes, 2 or 3 inches of bituminous, whatever it is, asphalt. So, I mean, I think it's hard to interpret that it's okay not to have it paved
But
without
does
some
that
kind of waiver.
include reclaim, does that include ledge
Well,
pack,
Yeah.
not
I think just
necessarily
everybody study the
asphalt?
subdivision.
No, I mean, again, the diagram specifically refers to, it even has the word bituminous in there, which is definitely talking about asphalt as far as
So
I
we
know.
want to talk about getting a waiver, is
Yeah.
what we talked about.
Yeah, because-
And I said, I
Right,
Yeah,
thought,
all the other road
So-
standards meet, yeah.
I said, and, just like I'm not a fireman, I'm not a road agent, but I have been told many times that gravel roads can be better than paved
Yes,
roads. And they're easier to maintain, and if, we can get an expert to sort of substantiate that it works, I was saying that I thought it might be something that the planning board could waive. I don't know, I just wanted to.
Okay.
That's all we were just
Yeah.
saying.
No, it's
All
fine.
right, okay.
Do you want one that you can erase, or do you want that on there? That's a
This
cool-
is fine, I can scan it and I can,
like that's a good
that's really the switches.
Okay, may I come back?
Did that
Welcome back.
answer everything you were?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't move forward without
No.
that
I mean, it's
information.
like cul-de-sac.
But, and I just didn't want us to get so tied up tonight, because we've got something else that suddenly appeared on our agenda that we didn't know we were gonna have here. There she is.
Madame.
All right, I think rather than go through in order the review of the minutes and correspondence, which we have none of, I'd like to skip down to other business, because we have Liza's here tonight to talk to us about I believe a couple of easements for the winter soccer trail.
Well, I didn't know I was gonna talk to you, but do you have copies of them?
Do we need to finalize
we
what
have
we're doing with this? Are we going to continue it?
We're gonna continue.
But we didn't say that out loud. We all
It-
understood it.
I heard it, sorry.
Yeah, but I mean,
And I'm the minute
I don't think
taker,
they
so-
heard it.
Yeah, okay, I thought they did.
Here's,
Until when?
I mentioned
Next meeting.
in an email today that I print these out in case, you may not have even seen the email. And so, since Eliza's not prepared, didn't necessarily come prepared to introduce the topic, I'll just quickly say what I think I know about this, and that's, there was a Conservation Commission meeting recently where it was decided that these easements that are sort of already in the works should at least be reviewed and looked at by the planning board, is that right?
They're required to be.
Required
Okay.
for
Two public
conservation
hearings.
and, required to go to conservation commission and planning board. They've gone to conservation already, now we're at planning board.
There's two easements, obviously this is for the Winnipesaukee Rail Trail. You have a map in your plan. The rail trail, the bridge is not going to be built at this time, and the current plan is to come onto Ernie's and then out to Route 132, 311 across from the police station. And so that puts the walking trail, as you can see on your map, punching up there, going along the edge of the parking lot on the proposed parking lot on Ernie's. So that's an easement to allow that to happen on the town property. The other easement that you have in the package is temporary for construction, so they can access during construction.
The trail.
In that walking area, in that area that is designated as the trail. With the agreement that anything they mess up with trucking is gonna be fixed and put back to the condition that it's left in. I think the Cradair, they're gonna work together with Belknap Landscaping to have that completed at the same time. Rather than completing it, messing it up and completing it again, I think they're gonna work together.
Do it at the same time.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the plan.
So, just how will they get to the trail now? Do they come across the railroad bridge right there, or?
The railroad.
For
So
construction,
before the railroad trail?
for construction, you mean?
Yeah.
We have easements with residents on
Knapp Road.
Knapp Road
Okay.
for construction.
For the use of Knapp Road and, is it,
If you're coming from Northfield.
Right, so
sidewalks.
the trail's gonna come from
In
Knapp
back.
Road, basically,
No, it's from behind
Behind on the
Mayors,
railroad.
behind Mayors.
behind Mayor's. It's gonna continue down to the park.
right,
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
I just want, I was
It's not
trying
a
to,
park.
but in order to get there, they're gonna use the construction vehicles Knapp Road.
okay.
Right.
I turned around there last night, I was just checking things out. I didn't know. Actually, my son wanted to see the snowmobile.
How was the snow school?
No, the groomer, the trail groomer was going on. Exciting stuff. I have a little boy. It's exciting stuff.
It is exciting.
I'm excited to see this one.
Nice.
This has been a long process with a lot of cooperation with the Selectmen and the Conservation Commission and the Trail Committee and the state and whatever, and I guess we need to have these signed, but we're ready to go to bid as far as, from what I understand. Hopefully, I have no idea how long the bid process takes, but,
So when these get signed,
well, they haven't.
they, Concon signed and Winnipesaukee Trail signed them.
Yeah.
And we signed
I have,
the construction easement.
pardon my ignorance, I guess, or maybe it's just a dumb question, I just thought of it. This is across from the police station?
Yes.
Now, is it gonna be a crosswalk there?
No.
Okay,
No,
so I'm just,
the selectmen met with DOT.
they won't put
This has
one.
been
We
a
went
long
into
hassle.
extensive
Bad
research on
word.
that, and it was decided that it was better off to leave it as it is right now.
They say
Right.
that it's safer to not have a crosswalk,
Crosswalk.
because when I'm standing there, it makes sense. If I'm standing there and there's a crosswalk, I expect the cars to stop.
Right,
But if there's no crosswalk, then I take responsibility for myself.
that's right.
So, okay, that kinda goes, okay, let's just say let's just say, you know, I'm walking across the road in a crosswalk and Catherine comes along, plows me over, and can someone come back and sue the town because we provided this easement or anything? So if there's no crosswalk, that kinda takes a liability off of us, or?
They cut across the drum well.
Go
Right.
back and watch the selectmen's meeting when that came up.
It would put it back on us if we had a crosswalk.
I just,
Yeah.
cause I've seen that corner.
Almost to the demise of the trail.
But when they build the bridge, will that eliminate this little piece of the trail, or will that not?
Well,
They won't need to go down Main Street.
right, they won't need to go to Main Street, but it would still, parking will still be provided
Yeah.
at this spot, so that part of that trail will be used to get on to go either way, whichever. So I'm assuming that the trail would still stay there, just.
I was just worried about the town's liability if we enter into this. I've seen Catherine drive, so that's.
You've been with us.
That's got a trailer.
So,
You didn't get the
are you
email?
thinking a motion of maybe the planning board endorsing
Just
two
something,
easements?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then we need to, do we need to sign a document?
I don't think so.
We just need to make a
Make it in the
motion.
minutes.
Before the selectmen have a public hearing, they need to have it review or approve.
Approved to the- It has to go to the planning board and the Concom, so
And we
just-
need to approve.
Right.
Okay,
Or recommend, I guess.
Recommend.
okay. Recommend approval?
Recommend that they be granted.
Recommend the granting of the easements
Yeah.
of the.
Alright, what we need to do is to make a motion to recommend the granting of this easement.
I'll make a motion that we
Both of
recommend
them?
granting of the easement.
There's a,
I
right,
think
there's,
so too.
there's two
Easements. Easements.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
All right,
Go that way and send no more.
all right, we'll see you on the trail.
thank you, folks.
If we can
Don't
find
forget your
it.
signs on the way out.
If we can find it.
Judy,
Follow the snowmobile
grab
trail.
one of her signs, all right?
That goes across the bridge.
Or do you want me to put it up? A
Vote for
sign.
Pat, vote for Pat.
Oh,
Vote for Pat.
I'm still in easements, and we're talking about
Signs,
easements
we
over
got
here,
some.
I'm like, oh,
I'm gonna leave it.
Alright,
Thanks.
Mine's voting.
March 10th, March 10th.
Second Tuesday in March.
March 10th.
Always,
And no planning board
Always.
meeting that night.
yes.
Yeah, please.
We
Second
can't.
Tuesday in March.
And it's not at the high school.
So we meet again in 1 month.
Thank you, folks.
Oh, it's on the high school.
Every, including voting. No more voting at the middle school.
alright. We have no correspondence, however, we have minutes, so. Let us get the minutes from January 13th. Geez, that
That's too long
seems a
ago.
long time ago, doesn't it?
Mm.
We emailed those to us.
Yeah, I got plenty of copies here.
No,
Bring
I
you
just
cupcakes.
gotta find the email. That's all.
I emailed it to you twice, I think.
Doesn't mean I read it twice. If I read it the first time. Minutes, yeah, I did.
Well, I specifically asked.
Oh, that's the one with the inflatable athletic field. That's the one with the inflatable athletic.
Well, the field's not.
That just sounds bad.
You never know.
I know, it sounds like
I
something.
could just see it go.
Hopefully they
Didn't
tie it
jump.
down.
Oh, yeah. They'll stop talking money.
We have a bounce house and it gets going.
Oh, no. I don't know how many people every day get hurt in those things when they fly away.
Uh-oh.
Should the, should the, on page 2, should it state that was it a plan or was it a conceptual plan? And I didn't know if it should say planning board case 1502 or should it say conceptual somewhere in there?
Is
Where?
that for better?
No, this is for the coffee place.
That was
Oh, Joe's.
If I may, the agenda is at the head of the minutes, and it says, so if anyone wanted to refer, they can
Okay.
see, yeah.
Right.
But obviously, I'm happy to make whatever change you want.
It just,
All right, any comments? Corrections?
make a motion to accept the minutes of January 13th, 2015 as written.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'll abstain. I wasn't here.
Oh, it says you on
Oh, no, you were there, yeah, you just weren't,
You were there.
Oh, was it?
you weren't here
The
last,
one I wasn't at.
yeah.
Yeah, and there wasn't a quorum.
Nobody was.
Nobody.
I'm crossing out your abstention.
Oh, yeah.
there. Yeah.
I was
Your
in
abstention is
spirit.
rejected.
And you offered phone
Yes, you
and
were.
everything.
Huh?
They were offering phone and everything.
Yeah, for me.
We didn't know what they were gonna do, they said, clear, goes blue.
All
Because
right.
didn't want the phone. The attorney said he didn't want that.
You didn't want me to be on the phone?
Less than an hour?
Why? Because I was in the lighthouse.
That's
You
okay.
didn't- you didn't know I was in Concord State.
We weren't gonna tell him.
Do we have anything else, Madam Chair?
No? Okay, entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
That's a record.
That was a record meeting.
That
Um,
That's 51 minutes. 50
Dory?
minutes.
Yes.
Have we gotten the new land use regulations yet?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He's hoarding them.
Some people's children.
He's checking them all for.
Do we recycle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, recycling.
And just throw them in.
I never recycle them all.
Cat?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. We all have that.
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh.
Oh, I got a name on it.
Look at her.
And if anybody else wants one, you didn't order one, but we do have a few extras,
I'll
so
take
let
one.
me
I didn't know we
know.
had a water.
Yeah, there was an email asking
Oh, yeah,
who
I was
wants
on it.
size.
Wow, dude.
This is a good
You
one.
better put a request in the diary.
You see how big that is compared to